Louise Roe and welcome to the SheerLuxe Show. We have another really fab show for you today. We spend the afternoon vintage shopping with Rabea Schif on Portobello Road. Plus, we continue our founder series with facialist and skincare guru Sarah Chapman. But first, let me introduce our wonderful guests. I'm joined by art director, entrepreneur and tastemaker Julia Roitfeld, photographer and designer Zoe Zimmer, and fashion editor Flora MacDonald Johnston. Welcome, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Well, it's nice. Oh, you know who I didn't introduce?
Prada.
This is Prada, everyone. And last time you were on the show, Prada was hovering in the wings.
Hovering in the corner, just surveying, making sure we all really knew our stuff, you know.
But now it's time for some...
It's time for her to shine.
Centre stage. Oh, look, you know that we're talking about you. Have you had her for a long time?
She's a year old now.
Okay, so not really. Is that still considered a puppy?
I would think so.
Teenager.
Yeah, maybe she's going through her tweens.
Oh,
but she seems to be pretty chill.
She's very shiny. Have you guys got dogs? I feel like you've got dogs.
No.
No.
I'm actually a cat person. I love dogs too, but yeah,
Actually, you've got a feline vibe.
I'm a cat lover. But yeah, I haven't got one of those either.
No.
Yeah.
I thought everyone would say yes, because I don't, and I feel like I'm the only person in London without a dog.
It's a dog-centric zone. She's actually falling asleep.
It's
Our conversation is so riveting. She's loving this.
Well, she's going to love this one. Let's talk about personal uniform. The older I get, and it's funny that this is one of our topics because I literally just wrote in my calendar I'm going to do a massive wardrobe detox. I don't know if it makes your brain feel a bit simpler when you open a closet and it's just less. Do you guys have a personal uniform, Julia?
I like to simplify my outfits. I guess I can say a bit of a uniform. It goes from, first of all, the color scheme is very uniform. I grew up in a school where the color scheme was like navy, gray, and white, and I feel this is what I keep wearing. You know, I couldn't wait to like not have a uniform when I was at school, but now I'm back at it. I don't know, I feel like whenever I try to step out of my comfort zone, I don't feel myself. So I always go back to what I'm comfortable with, which is from a pencil skirt and a sweater like today to just a pair of jeans and little ballet flats and a blazer and t-shirt. There's a lot of designers, I feel it the same, you know, with like the uniform, like Jean-Paul Gaultier always had like the strappy shirt, Asdina Layer always like the button-up blouse. Even Tom Ford is quite always the same, you know, in the perfect fitted suit. So it's nice to find yourself and know what looks good on you or not, and then, you know, it makes your life so much easier in the morning.
Yeah, and I know your mum chatted to SheerLuxe recently, right, Karine? And she's a legend in her own right. She's
like the pencil skirt.
Yes.
Yeah, and she knows exactly which length looks perfect on her legs. I mean, she has those amazing legs, and she knows like, okay, I'm a little bit older and it's going to be just below this, and she'll have all her skirt altered exactly to the same length.
Right.
And if you look at her closet, you'd expect it to be really full, and it's very minimal and streamlined. And she knows she's the same. We kind of know exactly what look good on us, I guess. You know?
That is interesting. And the shoulder, I feel like, well, you've got a
I've got a
shoulder going on.
I feel like it just gives a lift right away, you know?
Yeah. How about you guys?
I wear a lot of black. I know it's really boring, but I just sort of, my closet, which is not streamlined at all. I constantly also need to clear out my closet. It's been on my calendar.
It is cathartic.
Yeah, it is cathartic. But yeah, I do wear a lot of black. It's kind of become like a running joke among my friends that I'm basically always in black.
Do you always have a red nail though? Because
I always have a red nail. I've had worn the same shade of red nail art since I was about like 20. Yeah.
I love it. Have you got?
I mean, I really wish I could be like you and have a uniform, but I just can't.
You like to have fun and explore with different things.
So overexcited about clothes and different looks, and I've always said I'm a chameleon and I enjoy being almost like a different persona every day. But one thing I continue on throughout, if you have an incredible jean that's usually high-waisted for me and a kind of like wider leg, I will rely on that staple forever. But then I just like to mix and match all the time.
Yeah, but so you should.
See me tomorrow, guys. I'll be totally different.
Totally different.
I don't know if you guys can see the red sock. I'm so
got a red.
I love a little velvet ballet or Mary Jane. I like a loafer and a blazer, and I think that can be worn with a sort of more tailored pair of trousers or your absolute perfect jean and t-shirt. And I think it's funny because you're on the show in French, but I do always think French women just nail that simplicity.
As a French person, I always get, like French girls always impeccably dressed and all that. And I think, English girls always, impeccably dressed, or New Yorkers, or anywhere around the world. So it's funny when you step out of your environment, you know, and you see it differently.
I think the girls in Sydney actually have very cool style. I think it's different. It's cool looking at different
The
Scandinavian.
chic beach look, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Next up, model and the ultra cool Rabea Schif takes us treasure hunting for vintage finds at London's Portobello Market. She's got the best tips for pre-loved shopping. Take a look.
Hi, my name is Rabea. I'm on Portobello today and I'm going to take you vintage shopping, so come with me. There's a couple of tips I've got for you. There's four essential things when you go vintage shopping. You need time, you need patience, you need a good eye, and you definitely need a big wad of cash. Ooh, there's some great stalls down here. Come. So we're here in Portobello at the moment, and this is actually the market stalls underneath the bridge. I think they call it the flyover, and I find you can get the best pieces around there. Now, I know the market is always really good for finding some great vintage leather. This is actually a find I had, not in Portobello Road, on a different market in Berlin, but you can find similar things around here, like this, for example, or this is also great. And obviously, I find when you go vintage shopping, it's all about finding those little pieces that don't cost so much. So this is a cute little bargain, £45, worth trying on, no? Slightly oversized, I can feel, but we love a bit of oversized. I don't actually have a mirror here. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? So I've been looking around, and I think I actually found something really cute. I mean, look at this little number. Feels like it fits perfectly, and OMG, it does. I mean, I always find the thing with vintage pieces is they kind of tend to find you, not you find them. It's not like you're going fast fashion shopping or like anything sort of off the rails. They're one-off pieces, and if they fit, they fit. I feel like this is just maybe like meant to be. So I know this girl around here on Portobello Road Market. She's got a stall. Her name's Cynthia, and she always has the best designer pieces. Come, let's check it out. Hello.
Hello.
Again.
How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
It's all about socializing on the market and making good bonds, because you're going to have to try and get a good deal as well.
As you do.
As you do. Show us what you got.
Okay, 1 of 1 Alexander McQueen sample.
Wow.
Okay.
When is that from? Do you know roughly?
That is late 2000s.
Love.
Special piece. And a little bit of a Vivienne Westwood underneath.
Love
Just
that.
to throw the colour off.
See, that's the beauty of vintage finds. It's always just one-off pieces. I mean, no one else is most definitely going to be wearing that.
1970s Missoni.
I mean, hello. Can we talk about this, please? I'm a 70s girl.
I mean, look at the volume on the sleeve.
Beautiful.
Colour-wise, can go throughout the whole season. Easy to dress up or dress down. As a dress with thigh-high boots, it's been laid over many pieces. So something like this, easy to pull out of the wardrobe, wear, and good to go. And then my thing, you know me, I'm a bit of a leather fiend. So if I'm gonna do a leather, it's gotta be naughty red.
I feel like red leather is totally a thing at the moment. I've been thinking I need a good pair of red leather pants and a great red leather jacket.
As you said, leather pants, high-waisted, carrot leg. As this lady's frame is very slight, that's gonna accentuate how small her waist is. She can wear these with the loafers she's wearing right now. If she wanted to dress it down with sneakers, make it more elegant with a high heel.
Ooh, speaking of trousers and finding trousers on the market, do you know these hacks? Basically, the length from here to here is actually...
Circumference of your waist.
Exactly. So I think these would be quite tight on me because my arm's about to break.
But they are high-waisted.
They are high-waisted. And also, if you put this around your neck,
And make the corners kiss.
make the corners kiss at the back of your neck, then they actually fit as well. And just to prove all of this, I will have to quickly pop these on. And that's when it comes in handy that I'm wearing a dress, because I don't have to take anything off. Because most of the time on markets, they don't have any changing rooms or anything, well, obviously, or changing stores. So,
And she's in, and I told you.
she was right. And they fit.
And they fit.
And they fit.
And look at the waist. Oh, jeez. Look at the pleat in the front.
Kind of amazing. I can't see myself, but it feels amazing. Again, the whole thing of you put something on and it just feels amazing. It's so different to fast fashion shopping, I find, because there's an energy. Somebody else has been wearing these before, and you kind of get that energy as well. So I always find if it fits your energy, it matches you, you have to buy it. Thanks so much, Cynthia.
You are so welcome.
Bye-bye, darling.
Mwah.
See you super
See you
soon. I'm a total blouse girl. I mean, I love a good shirt, silk blouse. and I kind of got my eye on this one. Saint Laurent vintage. I mean, how pretty is this? But price tag, £250. I do find that a bit steep. Because the thing about vintage shopping I always find is trying to find a bargain. Like a Saint Laurent blouse for like 80 quid would be great, 250 is a bit steep. But if you have the money, by all means go for it. I do remember there's a store that sells amazing kimonos as well, and I found this beautiful kimono the other day. Let's see if it's still there. Oh, I can see it already. Now this is a true beauty and an incredible vintage find. Oh my God, my heart is literally going like this. I'm slightly exhilarated. I mean, hello. I mean, this is from the 1920s and it's still in such pristine condition. Who must have worn this? I mean, the storytelling behind this. I wish this piece of garment could talk to us. £390, I'm really scared to look in the mirror because if I like it, I'm gonna have to buy it. No. Oh dear. And it's a winner. Absolute mint condition as well. 1920s. There's not even one hole. I mean, seriously, the work that's gone into this, the color, nothing's faded. It looks like it's never been worn. Oh dear. There's loads of people standing around giving me thumbs up, which is really not helping my decision making. So Portobello Market is obviously not just great for clothes, but you can always find like great jewelry, great handbags as well. You just have to keep your eyes and ears peeled for it. And I think the jewelry is predominantly down underneath the flyover, so let's head down here. So these are quite cool. Got like the classic chain necklaces, not so much vintage finds, but I love chunky chains and chunky bracelets and necklaces. This is quite cool. I like that it's slightly brushed and not so shiny. Gives it a bit of vintage flair. 20 quid and it's yours, bargain. I mean, this is a great store for vintage watches, wow. And the great thing here is they're all unique. Nothing's the same. Found some cute hats. Oh, it totally reminds me of Jamiroquai era. This is so cute, perfect little find. So obviously Portobello Market, where the stalls are, is definitely where you can normally find your best vintage finds, but there's also a load of shops down Portobello Road. This one I remember is quite a cool one. Nice and warm and cozy in here. It's like a maze in here. So I actually just saw these silk scarves on the dolls up there, and I love that the way they wear them, like once around your neck, and I just found this little number. Ooh, I love the scarf with the white in the back as well. With the suit, for example, quite like that, and just sort of popping out. This one's nice and long, so you could get the bow tie in as well. Oh, I see that working. Just love playing a bit of dress up. So thank you so much for coming shopping with me. I wish you would have caught all the little compliments that we've been getting, the whole team and me, on our outfits, by the way. And off camera, or on camera, I did buy something today. I got this little number, 60 quid cash. I did have to run to an ATM, but it was well worth it. So do make sure that you always bring a bit of cash. See you soon.
Oh, that makes me want to go there. Wait, can you, as the stylist, talk me through this waist measurement?
I'm just obsessed with this tip. I must have learnt this when I started at Vogue, kind of early 20s on shoots. But if you don't have time and you're shopping, or you can't be bothered to change because you're already looking quite fabulous, and you want to try on a pair of trousers, the way to get a waist size, hold the trousers up, wrap them around your neck. And if it marries at the back quite comfortable, you have a little bit of room, it means it's going to fit you. That's your waist size. This is going to save you hours of time, people.
This is amazing.
Time.
Do you know what it reminds me of? Do you remember at the beginning of Pretty Woman?
Yeah,
She's in the,
yeah.
You remember? And who says it? She's like, do you
It's
know
like
that
your
your
foot. That sounds
foot
kind of like
is the
dubious,
length of
by
your elbow to your waist, and
That
that's how
creeps
she
me
woos
out,
him.
actually, a bit.
Yes,
makes you wanna test it,
Clearly,
though, as well,
I've got
which
enormous feet. Bloody hell! You grew up on Portobello, or
I did, yeah.
near Portobello Road.
Yeah, like literally, no, like right off Portobello.
Has
And
it?
I still live there.
So has it changed loads?
So
Or
much.
Do you
Yeah.
feel like there are still some gems?
There are, and also like being part of the community there, you know where to go, and it still feels there's a lot of like local flavour there still. But yeah, it, for the most part, has changed a lot. But the market itself is still pretty pretty great.
What's your tip? Because they open up on a Friday morning, don't they? Is
Friday
it like
morning,
go on
definitely on a Friday, not on a Saturday.
Yeah.
Because there are too many tourists there.
Yeah.
And if you go regularly, then you know the vendors and you have to haggle with them. You can't just...
Can they save stuff a little bit? Like, can you say, if you
Yeah,
find
yeah.
this, can you put it aside for me?
I'm like, we hold
Yeah.
this for like 20 minutes, which basically means you're like
You have to get it out.
machine, but actually you're like, I'm just seeing if there's anything else better.
Do you still get asked by Americans where the blue door is?
All the time, all the fucking time, all the time. Like, so, and also the bookshop, which doesn't even like, it's not the bookshop on the
I
film.
know.
And it's not even the
That-
Chapel bookshop anymore.
Where they say that it is.
Yeah, it was shot
isn't.
like down the road. It was shot on Portobello, but like
Yeah.
the Chapel bookstore was on Blenheim Crescent.
Yeah.
Like, it's a whole thing.
TV's really messing it up.
It
Really
also
messing it
came
up for
out
all
like
of us.
25 years ago. Or something. I'm like, guys,
I know.
it was cute, but like, let's, you know.
I know, let's move
Yeah,
on. Let's
move
not
on.
move on. I love it. I love, well, now that we've got kids, I'm like, oh, the Paddington Bear shop.
Yeah, that's
let's
cute.
go and find Mr. Gruber.
That's cute, that's cute, yeah.
That's how cool I am these days. Julia, I'd love to come to you for the next part. Less is more.
Yeah.
So that's the title of your website, which we're going to parlay into the whole vibe of is less more in general life, which I think it is. Why did you come up with that concept?
I think I get overwhelmed really quickly. It was like abundance of things. And on Instagram, there was a moment where it was like shop, 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 shop. And I'm like, oh my God, this is too much. I feel a bit attacked. And if you feel a bit like, oh, you need to keep up with all this, which is impossible. And it's really hard sometimes to navigate without feeling overwhelmed. And it's, for me, less is more is a bit about learning yourself and, you know, like putting a bit of boundaries. Okay, no, I don't need all that. So there's one trick that I've saw on Instagram. I forgot the name of, I need to find the account, but about how to edit your closet. Basically, you put all the hangers the other way around. And then whenever you wear something, you put it the right way. And then you have to give yourself a timeline. Maybe it's 6 months, maybe it's a year. But what you can see what you've worn or not, and then just, you know,
It's so
get
clever.
rid of it.
That's
So clever.
brilliant. And have you got other Instagram places where you find more tips like this? Or are they all on your website?
There's one called Organized by Lucy. Actually, she came to my house because I like to be organized. I'm quite good, but now that I have 2 kids, it's like impossible. And we moved to London 3 years ago, and my office was still like a bit of a war zone. And I'm like, okay, I can't work in here, so I need someone to come and help. And she came to like edit, organize, find a system. Everything that is labeled in boxes. It looks amazing. I can sit and think. So she's definitely one to follow.
Yeah.
She's also helped with my daughter's bedroom because that was a preteen war zone as well. And she creates a system where it's easy to maintain because that's also another trick, you know, like it's easy to have someone to come and help organize, but then how to maintain it.
Yeah.
And like I said, for me, less is more because I can think better in a clean space like this one. I wish my living room was like this.
This resonates with me, and often my husband will laugh because I'm like, I can't start writing that piece or whatever it is I've got to do until the decks are cleared. And he's like, you're ridiculous, just get on with it. I'm
Some
like,
people
"No."
like the mess, and I like. Some people work better, get more inspired. I need like a clean desktop, and, you know.
What about other elements of lifestyle? Because trend-wise, as we're always first to talk about on SheerLuxe, less is more in exercise. I mean, I'm down for that.
Yeah, I mean, never have I ever been so delighted to hear a trend.
I think it doesn't mean do
I
nothing.
don't really exercise, so it's nothing like, yeah,
So
less
we're the
is less,
best.
yeah.
We are the best. I think it means, though, picking a lane and sticking to it. And I totally agree with you, Julia. We, like media-wise, it's shocking how many images, ideas, expectations, messages are thrown
Same
at
with
our
working out.
eyes.
There's so many things you can do, and it's like,
Yeah.
what do I pick? What do I, you know?
Yeah.
Pick your
Especially-
battle sometimes.
I remember
Yeah.
that in LA. It was almost overwhelming. What was
Sure,
sort of
yeah.
on offer
LA's
and
a
cool.
different, that's like a whole different ballgame.
It is. It
I
is.
do think it's that kind of element of do something and do it well.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
maybe just become super epic at one sport.
Yeah, like
That
pick
might be
something
me
and
one
like
day.
perfect it.
Pick hurdling.
Yeah,
Become
exactly.
a best hurdler.
Just become, you know, like a javelin thrower. Prada's not into that idea. She's like, please don't.
No. But beauty as well. Are you refining things back? Do you have your key things that you use and that's it?
Yeah, I feel like that. I kind of like streamlined that a bit, for sure.
Yeah.
I think in general, like I'm more of like a maximalist. I have to be very organized and things have to be very like neat and tidy or whatever, but I am kind of like a more, I'm not like a more is more person, but yeah, I feel like things aren't that streamlined in my house.
I like it for decorating. I'm definitely
Yeah, exactly.
It still can be neat. I don't know. There's something in this. We should delve into it. Right. Next up is the return of one of my favourite series. We spend the day with skincare guru and renowned facialist Sarah Chapman to understand a typical day in her business. From marketing partnerships to new product launches, it's a fascinating insight to the beauty industry.
Morning. I have actually just finished a seminar with Goldman Sachs, which is the first one of a 4-month MBA program. So I'm going back to school, putting a bit of business thinking into my entrepreneurial world of skincare. Today we have got quite a varied day, so it's going to be pretty fast and cramming a lot in, which is pretty much what most days are like. But probably if you're filming, I need to put on a bit of lippy. I've got lots of Chanel bases. I love that because you don't look like you've got makeup on. I've got lots of nice VB stuff. My favourite is the mascara, which I've got on today. Probably the best mascara I've ever used. And also this is very nice too. And Westman Atelier is also very nice. I have a couple of bits from there. They do a thing, again, to make your skin glossy and shiny and look really beautiful, and a blusher stick, which is very nice for on the go. And always a fragrance. I'm a big Frederic Malle fan. So my new one, which I just discovered in LA, I was in LA, is called Eau de Magnolia. I could give you a bit of fresh. So the product's launched about 15 years ago, just over 15 years. We started to think, why can't you have a product that's really performance driven, but also feels beautiful and smells beautiful and looks great? And then I studied cosmetic science so that I understood how to put that sort of formulation piece together. And then I had this nugget in my head of a product and an idea, which didn't go away. And eventually I thought, I'm going to do something with it. The products are now in quite a few countries in Europe. We've just launched in China. We're talking about the US. There's lots of scope, I think, and there's lots of demand for the product, and I kind of want to be able to now take it out to many more people. So it still kind of warms my heart and makes me feel fantastic when someone says, oh my gosh, your product changed my skin. You get the results and you get the happiness, then that makes me happy. I'm doing the long walk downstairs. Come on in. Hello, hello, hello. So we're just going to have a marketing and NPD meeting, so looking at new products, marketing, projects.
We're just thinking of maybe going through the ampule kit. So there's a few colour options there, and we've gone for a two-tone option too.
It's nice to have the soft green with the taupe.
Yeah.
And like white behind the ampules.
And then I thought we could just quickly go through the cleansers. I'll let you try them.
You're not going to tell me what your favourite
I
is.
just want to hear your true feedback,
Okay.
and then we can just see.
Okay.
So this one's kind of like something fresher.
It is.
Put that down.
When we're thinking about a new product, it pretty much comes from the treatment room. And then we'll sit with the NPD team and sort of figure out what, first of all, do we want it to do for the skin? What are we sort of addressing? What needs to be the results? Then the product team would then talk to the labs and the scientists, and then we start the formulation process. And then that can take from however long. It's never quick.
So it's International Women's Day.
Yeah.
20% of our sales for the month of March will be going to the Prince's Trust. Our Nod to Fashion Week this year is we are gifting the top makeup artists with our lash boosting eye cleanse and our cleansing cushion. We had planned to do pre-Met Ball,
Yeah,
but we can't now because of your big launch.
yeah.
We've got amazing nominees asking
Yeah.
to see you kind of 2 or 3 times before the Oscars. But if you think who's sort of the biggest star at the minute male-wise,
Okay.
great. Do you need an extra camera?
Yes!
Do you want to train? I'll just start training now.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to go and see Sophia to just quickly look at those
final
videos,
edits.
the edits.
Yeah.
Hello. This is where all the kind of photography and content happens here. Are we going to look at the clinic videos?
Yeah, we're going to do the stem cell one.
I like that they're short and snappy, but you can really see everything that's going on. Will they sit on the website?
Yes, it'll be a snapshot into the whole procedure.
Okay, so do you feel like we've got a good sort of CPA of that? I've got a meeting with Katie later to look at the virtual tour stuff for the clinic as well. Yeah,
that'll be exciting. It's crazy, isn't it? So cool.
Great, it's looking really good.
So we are so lucky in that we've got the clinic space to invite people to. So we do a lot of influencer outreach. Most beauty brands will be able to send product out, great to get that into the hands of people, but to experience the treatments is another level.
We're going to go to the clinic, but we're just going to take a quick detour into Space NK. We're going to meet with Tilly because we're going to look at their event space to see whether we can do our launch in May in here. Hello, how are you? All right, how are you doing? Very nice. How many people do you sit in here?
Seated, I'd say around 40.
40. So it'd be good for us to meet some of the customers from in here, which are probably lots of them are our customers at the clinic as well, but to be able to really do a sort of interactive talk and share all the information sort of directly. So no, it'd be great. It's lovely, huh? Pavilion Road, when we came, hello, was only the bit at the end, which you'll see where the shop is. And we knew that they were going to do a development there, and they've turned it into what's a really cool sort of foodie village destination. Before I was in Draycott Avenue, so it's always been Chelsea, so it needed to stay in this area. I live off the King's Road, so it's kind of my patch. So we're sort of tucked just here behind Ottolenghi now. So the clinic here I opened just over 9 years ago because I just redid the lease in December. So anyway, it's like milestones that I can remember how long things have been. Just over here at the back, and actually some throughout the store as well, we've got Sarah's Edit. So if there's something that I need that I don't have in my skincare, then we'll have them from other brands. So we have Olvera and bath oils, which are the most therapeutic bath. We do lots of lovely candles. Zuki, which is super popular. Bare Biology Amigas, which I take every single day. Oh, let's have a look here. We've got a little section here, which is all travel sizes. So here you can almost do like a pick and mix. And make up your own sort of kit and bag of things to take away. Then we move more into the sort of Sarah Chapman skinicity world. Some people find it easier to sort of see what they want by looking at the faces and descriptions of skin and think, okay, well, this is probably more like me, so here's my core products and routine. This is a Visia skin scanner, so at any time somebody can come in and get a deep skin camera analysis of their face and then help to understand what's going on their skin, but also to get the right products to be able to use. So I pretty much do run everything. I also have a CEO with me who's actually my partner who came into the business about 4 years ago, I think. So together we kind of manage everything. So we are now up in the treatment area, so this is obviously the waiting area. You've got all the 9 treatment rooms coming off the corridors, and then we have a medical suite. We've got 2 medical rooms. We have 3 doctors that are doing everything from clinical dermatology to aesthetics. I think the thing I got most excited by was M-Face. M-Face is the first thing that's come for a long time that was really about kind of lifting with no downtime and no sort of discomfort. We do have a secret entrance exit for some of our big VIPs that don't want to be spotted walking down the street. So through here, we can actually access through a lift here, and that's pretty much it up here.
So today I'm going to be doing the Glow Intense facial here at Sarah Chapman. This is our micro facial, so it's really great for people who want something that's a bit more express, don't really have the time, but still want a very efficient, effective treatment.
Left the clinic. I'm going to meet Sahar Hashemi, who is an old client of mine, but also brilliant entrepreneur, and has set up this group called Buy Women Built, which I'm part of, which is a group for all female-founded brands and products. So we've got to talk about a few things. So hello. Good to see you. We did the filming the other day.
Yeah, well, it was amazing. You guys all came so quickly, like all women.
I know, it's like none of us knew what we were doing it for, but
we
if Sahar says, please could you do this, we'll go, yeah.
I definitely believe entrepreneurship is a process. It's not a special chromosome some people have. It's just a process. Anyone can do it. What about actually helping the next generation? And so we thought, how do we do it? Why don't we show them the steps? Why don't we give them a process?
Okay.
So basically, we set up this educational course. It's going to go to 500 women every year. Any woman with an idea, anyone who wants to do it, come on the 6-week course. It's completely, you can do it at your own pace, so flexible. And like that, you almost end up with a business plan that you can then action.
We have filmed a new virtual tour of the clinic. So I haven't seen it yet. I've seen lots of bits as we've gone along, but it's pretty much finished, the editing, I think, so we're going to have a look at that and see what it looks like. It looks pretty good. We don't have much to go through today, right? Just a couple of things.
I literally want to just show you Matterport. What we've done here is, so we've got all the categories here. So we've done its categories rather than individual products.
Oh yeah, okay. Otherwise there'll be too many things that you have to click on.
Too many dots. So if you click on here, it will bring up the YouTube video for Glowzone.
Ah, okay, good.
And you can book now, what will take you onto our online platform to be able
Brilliant.
to book a treatment online. What do we want the icons to look like? So at the moment they're just green. The only thing we need to consider is it hasn't got new product in it.
Just they can in the back end change whatever that is depending on what's the newness. So you don't have to physically see the new product on there. Good. Excellent. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you.
So you better go and get ready for Wendy.
Okay.
Hi. How you doing? You look lovely. I'm hot. We actually met her at a dinner party. I happened to be sitting next to her. She said, you're Wendy Roe. And I said, are you Sarah Chapman? She was like, yeah. And I was like, I've heard so much about you. She's like, I've heard so much about you. And it was basically because I do Victoria Beckham's makeup and she does her facials. And Victoria had spoken to her about me, saying I'm amazing. And then obviously I'd known because Victoria had gone to see her and I was quite jealous. And then we became friends from there, really. Yeah.
I feel like I've got really 3 or 4 months of crazy.
Oh, God.
I know, it's
You
mad.
need to go on a retreat after
I know.
That. Oh, I love this. Me and Victoria always used to say, oh God, she really beats your face. But it feels amazing.
Yeah. Let's get a good look at this skin. It's good.
Is it?
Yeah. What's the thing that you use a lot?
Well, I do like the skin insurance. So
that's the sort of one that lots of people who are like, I don't want to wear makeup when I go to, I don't know, drop my kids off or do this or do that they just put that on. You've been coming for such a long time and you know
Thank
everything
God
that
I
we do,
into
right?
You. Yeah.
So you often recommend people to us
totally.
so we can get it right.
I mean, you know,
so
Sienna's
nice.
come so many times. She loves it. And Savannah, her sister. I mean, I recommend most people, famous and non-famous.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just such a beautiful salon. It's just such a nice facial. And if you've never had one, it's a major treat. I mean,
this is where you get to sort of relax.
Yeah, not right.
So on that note, maybe we'll say goodbye to the filming.
Oh yeah.
And you can have some proper
self-care.
Self-care. So thank you very much for spending the day with me. Bye.
Oh, so interesting to see how a business works. And next up, another favourite of mine. Okay, things we love. I think we've got a smorgasbord here, right? Books, restaurants, TV. I've got alcohol. Not with me. I couldn't put it in my bag. Sorry, we keep saying we're going to have a boozy show. Right.
Okay, so Tilly Severus is one of my favourite jewellery designers. You might know her for her kind of T-bar style necklaces, but she's just brought out these really cute little T-bar gold studs.
Those are gorgeous.
And I feel like they go with absolutely everything. And I'm just really, really obsessed. Going on.
Love those.
And then I've also brought a book called Humanize by architect Thomas Heatherwick. This is fascinating. It's all about how modern architecture is actually depleting our brains of dopamine and how we need loads of variation for our own mental health. And so we should be designing our cities in a more kind of clever, long-lasting way rather than creating these steel, glass, boring buildings. And if we do that, we'll live happier lives and we'll create a more sustainable world.
Wow.
That's really interesting.
That's amazing because I agree.
Yeah.
I'm always a bit scared to say that. But does he talk about the lack of sort of ornate detail within any building or even the interior?
We need something like 360 points of difference for our brains to receive dopamine and to feel happier. And he has these kind of incredible studies where he sends, this scientist kind of sent people around various areas of New York. You know, one walks down a market, one goes through the business district, and they've got all these sensors on. And the one that goes down the market, his brain just explodes with all this kind of creativity and thinking, and his well-being is improved. And the one that goes to kind of the business district, like there's no activity, it's just boring, it's subtle. And the fact that so many of us now live in cities and are coming to our cities, we really need to think about how we're designing them and curating them.
But high streets are becoming identical.
Exactly, and that's a big part of the book.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like I read something about that as well, that maybe it was about the same book or whatever, that was about the fact that not even just in terms of like your mental health, but just culturally, like we're losing actual like trades are diminishing, like who's a stonemason anymore, anything like that, and you're losing that kind of detail to like minimalism, basically.
Yeah,
or
just
boring. Candy shops on Oxford Street.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when you think about all the pre-war buildings as well, with so much detail, and you can't do it anymore.
Yeah, they can't do it anymore. And also, like, no one's coming back in 100 years' time to look at, like, you know, a glass
How did you carve
building.
that stone on a building?
Yeah, exactly. They're going to come back and look at, you know.
There is a sort of mini trend, I feel like, more in the East End, where those crafts are starting to research, but on a smaller scale, so we need to support it. London Craft Week is quite a big thing, and not just within London, obviously it's outside of that. But yes, I'm a big supporter of that. What have you got for us?
I'm going to go from that to talking about something really, I'm like...
That's why it's good, it's high-low.
Yeah, so basically, I rediscovered Dumplings Legend.
I love Dumplings Legend.
So good, it's so good. It's like such great Chinese food in the middle of Chinatown, and there's zero ambience in there. It's like bright white lighting. It's always packed in there.
It was so good. It was Gok Wan who put me onto that.
Really?
He mentioned that he goes there with his family, and the next
so
week
good.
I went. That was like 7 years ago. I still go.
It's been there forever, but like I kind of feel like I almost like forgot about it, and then I went recently, and I was like, I remember it. It's the only place, like, I hate bright white lighting, and it's the only place that I'll be like, I'll deal with it. Like, I will sit in this like overhead strip lighting and eat this dim sum.
Yeah,
I won't even complain.
So grim and yet so delicious.
So delicious. It's worth it. It's worth it.
Worth
Yeah. I'm currently reading Capote's Woman by Lawrence Lima, which Truman vs. the Swans, the TV show, is based on, and it's so OTT and so camp. I love it.
When are we getting that TV show?
I feel like I have like an American iTunes account, so I've been watching it on my iTunes, so I'm like 3 episodes in. I love it.
So for anyone who missed that, it's called Truman versus the Swans.
Yeah.
And Truman Capote, who wrote Breakfast at Tiffany's and was best friends with all the swans at the time, he then decided to completely betray them and write all their secrets. And only one of them ever forgave him. CZ.
I think she kind of like never really held it against. She kind of always had a soft spot for him.
Yeah.
But like, it's very. But also the TV show, the way it's done, it's so like, it's great.
I cannot wait.
Is it as good as the book? Yeah.
Yeah. Because the book's quite factual. Whereas the TV show is obviously.
And the
like,
cast is
Ryan
amazing.
Murphy,
The
cast is amazing.
Demi Moore.
Yeah. Calista Flockhart. It's really
Chloe
good.
Sevigny as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
I need to watch it too.
Yes.
I'm loving this.
So that's one of the, because it's from Kinrad, and it's a Scandinavian brand, Danish, I think, and it's all, less is more, more in size, but it's all recycled metals and all that, and it's really like Scandinavian minimal, despite the size, which, it just brings one. I don't have any other accessories, actually, so, and, oh my God, those shoes, actually, the shoe brand, Pretty Ballerina, they're amazing. Like, you feel dressed up, and I take the tube, like, all day long, going, like, across town to take my daughter to school, pick her up, and I need to feel, dressed up, but comfortable in flats, so these are perfect.
Those are comfy?
Very comfy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
What have you got hiding down there? Is that another one?
I wasn't sure. It's the new Karen Roitfeld perfume, Forgive Me. I was actually in the ad, but it smells also, like, very inviting and sexy, and it's very strong. Just one spray.
Okay, just one. Oh, that's beautiful. I love how
it's a beautiful object. Yeah.
Off center. That's lovely. Just one.
Just one small. Yeah, because it's very.
Ooh.
But it's very like sensual and
that's
sexy.
lovely.
Yeah.
What are the main
I don't know.
It's just good.
Yeah, it's just good.
Okay, I've got two. I've got, there's a new brand, small batch margaritas called Too Easy. And it's just beautiful bottle, beautiful labelling. It comes in a sort of blush coloured, kind of like the sofa, linen drawstring bag.
So cool.
And I'm just into that. I think that's quite a fun gift for a dinner party. It's just something a bit different. And then, are you watching Masters of the Air?
Not yet.
No.
Oh, it's so good.
There's too much good stuff to watch.
I know.
Is it Austin
It's
Butler?
Austin Butler and Callum Turner. Who, they're all very easy on the eye, I've got to say. And there's about 30 of them. And they play men in the Second World War. They're stationed in Norfolk, but they are in the US Air Force. And it is based on true-ish, actual missions that happened. But I think if you find a show that makes you put your phone completely away and not think,
It's a keeper.
It's awful,
keeper,
isn't
yeah.
it, how much we pick them up. Yeah, it's very good. And it's a keeper for, sometimes you want to watch something with your hubby or partner and they never want to watch, I think I'm going to struggle with
Yeah, you might.
the True Capote.
I managed to watch One Day with mine, actually, and he's even more into it than I am. I haven't finished, so pretty fun.
Have you finished?
No.
I'm
scared. I'm
Have
scared.
you read it?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I'm scared to finish it.
You might just give that away a little bit.
Nothing to see. Oh my God, I'm loving how I smell. Sorry, guys. Thank you all so much. And Prada.
Well done, Prada.
Did you have a favourite thing, Prada?
Me.
I love it. On that note, thanks to everyone for coming and to the SL team. Next week, Nana is back with another fab panel and a Fashion Month special. In the meantime, we would love it if you could comment below, give us a thumbs up, and do subscribe if you haven't yet. Have a wonderful day wherever you are. Bye, guys.